Hey, welcome to part 2 of the having to redo videos because of Bowser Fart. Today is Born Again. Well, right now we're talking about Born Again Season 2. So we pick up right where we left off with Matt Murdock in hiding as Fisk's reign of mayor continues. So Season 1 of the show was okay. I think it was one of the better MCU shows. But it was very clearly mixed in with another show that really ruined and really kind of brought it down as a whole. It had its flaws, from the poor visuals to, again, the fact that it was being Frankensteined with another show. But season 2 had a new team, which did the best episodes from Born Again, so it was not held back by being an old bad show. Instead, could be a new good show. So season 2 wasn't perfect, and something we're all going to have to accept is that the show is just never going to live up to the quality of the Netflix show. Then again, that is literally that's quite literally like the best Marvel show of all time, in my opinion, at least. But I mean, come on, I think it can border on objective fact that that is the best Marvel show ever. Definitely beats out anything of the MCU, but I just like season 2 just has this sense of scale and awe that was lacking from the first season. It's honestly a massive step up, and there's still a lot that I can critique and criticize on just how I feel and whatnot. It never once bored me. At the entire time I was happy, so let's actually just get what I didn't like about the show out of the way, and it's still butt fucking ugly. There's an improvement. There are times where the show looks good, especially episode 5, but whew, talk about a rough looking show. Like, I, whenever they get into a window shot, it looks garbage. It just blinds you. It just blinds you. And I'm watching it with my, color lights here, my color with my color reacting TV lights, so that doesn't help. I mean, for some reason, at one point when Daniel and Daniel and Buck are fighting, it randomly looked like season 1 for some reason, and the aspect ratio doesn't help. Season 1 from the Netflix show. Um, the aspect ratio doesn't help. I really don't like this, widescreen format. I think I just because I have such a big TV, but the original show, which you know what, fucking I am going to be comparing to a lot, was in full screen. So yeah, and I'm saying this because I have a big TV, and some of the side characters honestly still stink. They do a much better job fleshing out characters like Heather, Buck, and especially BB and Daniel, who become sort of MVPs of the season. But Cherry doesn't do anything still. He gets a heart attack, and then shows up later. It feels really bad on Matt's side. And as a matter of fact, Matt's side of the story is honestly incredibly weak. It doesn't feel like Daredevil's show, it feels like Fisk's show. Which I think they do some great things for Fisk, but it's called Daredevil Born Again, not Fisk Born Again. And the pacing of the show is just off. It always feels like, can we get done? Can we get done telling this story? We gotta have Daredevil fight. We gotta have Daredevil fight. Like, can we move on? And it just doesn't let things breathe. The fights in this show fall into that Hollywood bullshit where it just cuts a million times, making the action incomprehensible. And again, I think it's very poorly lit at times. And it barely ever takes a moment to sit down and can often feel like it's relying on hype moments and aura instead of good storytelling. In Jessica Jones, honestly, just a complete sad return for the character. It's still cool to see her. But yeah, what did I like about season 2, though? I did think this was a massive step up. I think the stakes and overall aura of the show are fantastic. We are seeing Kingpin's full reign, and they make Kingpin's reign in full force terrifying, such as the AVTF. They do a great job of making you hate these bastards. And I think it's obviously because there are some very obvious real world comparisons that are very hard to ignore and deny. Ice. They make a great job on making you hate Powell. I want to see that guy talk about love and unity, and you know, we're all the same. Like, come on, can that guy come out and like just say that stuff, because you're too good at playing this role. And again, I just think the villains of this show are done super well, and this is the most powerful we've seen Fisk. Again, his reign is in full force. He's at the top of the food chain. He's mayor, and he's also at his most vulnerable in a very risky but I think rewarding decision, that Vanessa's death. I'm just gonna be talking about spoilers. This thing has been out for a bit, so yeah. Vanessa's death, I think they handled incredibly well, because it shows Fisk at his absolute lowest point, and it makes you almost feel sympathetic, but at the same time, he had it coming. So yeah, and maybe I'll get more to that later when I actually get into the spoilers. But I'm not gonna warn you or something. Go watch the show. um, Heather honestly still sucks. Yeah. She just had a complete character change from the last season, so it doesn't really feel natural. But Buck and Daniel's relationship is a notable highlight, and I think Daniel had the biggest improvement here. And I also like what they did with BB's character as well, whereas BB had a much better job connecting her to Ben Urich, which is now being so much more involved with her motive. They also ditched the useless BB report thing from the last season and swapped it more with the Fisk truth. I forgot what it was called, but I think it was definitely a necessary change. However, like I mentioned, the Matt Murdock side of the story is just severely undercooked. Karen is back. She's back in full force. We're not. She's here, and I absolutely love seeing Karen on screen. But what did it just feels as if the conflict that Karen has with Matt. So Matt saves Bullseye. Bullseye is another highlight of the season. Point Dexter is Benjamin Point Dexter. He's great in this season. But we are repeating the same kind of theme over and over. It's it's wrong to kill, Karen. Well, he killed our friend, and you may have that no kill rule, but let me do it, huh? No, Karen, I can't. We've seen this argument with Frank and Matt multiple times. We know that he doesn't have a no killing rule. And can we it's like if every time Batman beat up a criminal, I can't kill you. I can't kill you. I have a no kill rule. I have a no kill rule. Which I think they should respect, but at the same time, we need to move on to different conflict. It's just also disappointing not seeing her, Matt, and Foggy in the same room anymore. It's seriously such a stupid decision to kill Foggy off. And yeah, Bullseye is great. I think they did a great job with both of their costumes. I wasn't so sure about the paint chipping on it, but the paint chip, but I think it works because it kind of replicates that sort of shading style, which you don't really need to do, but hey, it's still cool. I don't like that the original, the other suits are just black and red. I get why there's black parts, it's so it can look like the muscles, but you don't need to do that because they're physical suits. You have natural, actual lighting that can take care of that for you. You have actual shadows that can define it in real life. Whereas comic panels, you need to shade that in. It's like if Spider-Man had black underarms, but had blue lines going through it, right? Or if Miguel O'Hara had blue segments on his black suit. I know eventually those just changed to those colors, but yeah, I hope we get a full red suit of Daredevil. Again, I don't think there's. I think it's okay that the show just isn't going to be on the same level as the Netflix show. But there was an episode that just perfectly recreated the Netflix show for some reason. It's hands down the best episode of the season, since it actually takes time to sit down and let the show breathe for a second, intertwining it with a reminder of how good the show used to be. I loved seeing Foggy back, and it just makes the decision to kill him in season 1 even more stupid. But it's not too perfect. Obviously, you can't stop everyone from aging, and it's most notable in Fisk, who has more wrinkles and a gruffier face, even with his more gravelly voice instead of the softer baby face he had in season 1. But who cares? It's like we're seeing Wesley back. And I like the twist that Buck was involved with, that Buck knew Wesley too. And I like seeing the events that led to him meeting Vanessa as well. Again, Vanessa, yeah. I see a term called reheated nachos a lot when it comes to this show, and I can see it gets a bit repetitive. Matt and Frank had a conversation about the whole killing thing last season. Speaking of fucking Frank and repetitiveness, I'm gonna go off again when I get to the Punisher special, and the morality of it just gets a bit repetitive. Yeah, my script here said, but if it's as if Frank was meant to be in the show, but it's as if he's too busy in that special that comes out on Tuesday. Wow, that special had nothing to do with this fucking show. I'm gonna get into that. Especially either way, I think season 2 was a major step up from season 1, which was okay with the potential of great. Season 2 fixes most of the issues by giving side characters much more to do and not being held back by a show that was stitched together. If they continue to step up from this, season 3 could even be better and maybe match the quality of the Netflix show. Either way, season 2 gets a B. Again, I'm not really going to get into spoilers because, why would I? That just, yeah. Yeah, so next is Mortal Kombat 2, but you'll probably see me in a different shirt because I need to take a break from a minute. Anyways, see you guys.